So, regarding somebody who's just finished school, college, university, or who's just been made redundant and is now looking at reinventing themselves and creating a new product, what's your advice regarding business and getting involved in business or setting up?
Well, the great thing about people who've left school, or people who've been made redundant, or people who've left the armed forces, or people who've even retired maybe a bit early, all of those people they come out of disciplined environments, but also many of them are quite hungry to achieve again. If you've been made redundant, I mean, there are some people who obviously get upset and who get angry with the employer, particularly if it was a sudden redundancy. But a lot of them also then feel they've got something to prove, and a lot of them realise as well, that it's an opportunity to fulfil their passion. So with all of those groups of people that you mentioned, the number one advice is you've got to have a vision. What is a negative, or what is very problematic sometimes I see with a lot of startup entrepreneurs? Some people just want to be in business. Now that reminds me a little bit of me when I was leaving school. But what you've got to do, if you just want to be in business, ultimately you've got to work out, you've got to focus, and you've got to work out what part of business you want to be in, because you can't just think I want to be in business and then try and sit and come up with 10 different harebrained ideas which may or may not make money. No, it's not going to work. You've got to have a vision, and that vision's then got to be something that you see and that you feel connected with in your heart. And it's not airy-fairy to say that. It's very true, because the passion which is going to get you through, which is going to burn and create that business, and the one that's going to enable you to articulate to other people what this intent. There's nothing there. It's just air. It's just something which is coming out of your heart and mind when you're building this business. So without a vision and without a passion, you don't have a business. With both of those things, you do. So, and generally, it's something that you like. So if people are leaving university, for example, and they've just finished studying, something pretty intensive, sometimes they don't have a clue what they want to do, but many of them do have a leaning towards being an entrepreneur. But generally, it's I'm not a psychologist, but what I know from the psychology of business is that it's something that you like, and that is generally the thing that you're good at, and that then follows on generally to the thing that you're passionate about, which then is generally the thing that you have going to have a vision for. So it doesn't. It takes a little bit of soul searching. It doesn't take necessarily reading through the business press. It takes a bit of soul searching, and then you can get that potent mix. When you've got that potent mix, you've got the ingredients that you need to start the business. You've got the ingredients that you need to articulate and to pitch for investment, and to get other people engaged in your idea, and to get people in your camp. That's what you need, especially as a startup entrepreneur, where you might not have money or resources to pay for anyone to do anything. So you need to use your charm and your enthusiasm. And if you don't have a passion or a vision, nobody's going to be attracted by the magnet. But if you do, it's amazing how that acts as a powerful magnet. People want to help, and they want to donate their time, they want to donate their services. So I think those things are critical. And then the next thing is advice. Now, if you can't afford advice, that's fine. You can go to a government agency, or to a social enterprise, or to a Startup Britain, and get free advice. You can find an uncle who's good at business, who sold a company, or a long lost auntie who knows something about business. But you've got to get some sort of advice, some sort of sounding board. It doesn't have to be somebody who's an expert on everything, because nobody is, but it has to be some place where you can get some business advice, and also someone to bounce ideas back and forth, someone who's going to give you both a sanity check about your ideas, but also give you positive support and encouragement, because it's terribly difficult, especially with some of those groups that you outlined. But it's terribly difficult to sit in your home, in your kitchen, or in your garage, or in Starbucks, or wherever you want to sit, just with your laptop and create. Creating is not a singular thing. It comes out of your mind. The innovation comes out of your mind, but ultimately you've got to get that energy out there and bounce it around with other people, at least one other person, to really start to manifest that into a business.